Well, the top shot streets are a dangerous place, so you better tune in to a credible face like this one. Yeah, this one. And you know he's not alone, and they're coming in hot. We got a Lake so Stan and a guy who really likes baseball. I don't know why he likes baseball.
Yo. We are back. If you were live, it means you were here this morning and you paid attention to the announcement. I bet a lot of people are going to be tuning in around 3 o'clock and they're going to be like, wait a minute, this streamed 2 hours ago. Yeah, we got a delivery coming. It honestly could be here anywhere between 1 and 3. We got a new cell phone. We're excited about that. We're excited about the new phone. I see Sneeps and Homies up in here. Just do me a favor, like the stream, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet. This will be short and sweet because we don't have anything too crazy today, right? So it's Hershey in the chat too. Good to see you, it's Hershey. For the games tonight, right? We don't have a lot to work with. We have the Celtics and the Pacers. We have the Lakers and the Hawks. We have the Jazz and the Knicks, and then the 2 later games: Raptors and Bulls, and Sixers and Warriors. And what we need to do today, we need to average on I'm sorry, average. We need to get to 25 assists and 5 steals. Now, the assist part, I think, is not going to be too bad. I think we're able to get there. I'm not worried about the assist part. I think nailing the steal combo is going to be a little tricky, right? Because the variance on steals and blocks really is like so great. Because even someone who's like leading the league in steals, it's like a little over 1 a game, 2 a game. So we need to average 1 per player that we have, and we need to average 5 assists per player. So as always, we're going to start over at Underdog and just kind of like look through some of these pick'ems. Yeah, we're talking about Derek White, Drew. Draymond's honestly probably a really good play, Sneeps. That's the one that sticks out the most to me. But let's start with Underdog because I just like looking at the props first because we can look at the props and then take a peek at the projections here. So sorting by assists here, you see Tatum. Wait, I want to make sure you guys can see this. Yeah, Tatum pops here. Well, pops. He's got 4.5 assists. Tyrese Halliburton, 11 assists. So let's mark down Halliburton. I'm a little leery of this one only because they said they're going to gradually bring our boy Hallie in. But listen, his over-under still set at 20.5 points, 11 assists. If that's the case, even in limited minutes. Ooh, Anthony Davis just ruled out. There we go. Bingo bongo. That's helpful. Now we have that information early. Okay, girl. Not that we were going to play him tonight, but that is useful for other information. I've been drafting him 7th on Underdog. But anyways, Halliburton with 11 assists, I do kind of like here because, again, we only need 5 of them. And he's basically 1.5 blocks and steals, right? Which his line for blocks is 0.5, but 1.5 blocks per steals means his line for a steal is at 1. So if you can tell me you can get 11 assists and a steal from Halliburton, it basically allows you to get a little riskier with someone that's maybe a higher steal guy and a less assist guy, if that makes sense. So I think Hallie, especially because we probably haven't used Hallie yet, right? Because he hasn't been playing basketball. I just don't think I would overthink this. I think I just plug in Tyrese Halliburton. Jaylen Brown at 3.5 assists. That's probably off the table. Let's look at Derek White, though, and let's look at the rest of his stuff. So his at 4 assists, which, again, that's a little bit lower, but if you're throwing Hallie in there and he's getting you double digits, that's nice. You see that his blocks and steals are at 2, which it's basically, you can see his last 3 games. He had a steal against the Pellies, none against the Clips, none against Miami. I almost wish this was like, this category was instead of 5 steals, it was 10 blocks and steals. I wish you get the combo, but I think Derek White should probably be on the short list there. I do like that. Let's keep moving here. How about Drew Holiday? So Drew Holiday's line is at 5 assists. That's one more than Derek White. He doesn't have a steals line, but you can see he basically averages just under or just over 1 steal a game. So honestly, I'd probably plug Drew Holiday in above Derek White. We saw that Al Horford has already been ruled out. Porzingis is questionable. If somehow Porzingis isn't playing, you can fire that up. Let's look at LeBron here. So we're not going to see any lines here. So LeBron, I think, is probably a play too. If you haven't used LeBron yet, I know they just took the line down. You can see it's grayed out a little bit, but for 8 assists, and then he averages basically, there you go, 1.5 blocks in steals. So, if he can get you 5+ assists and a steal there, we'd take it. So I think LeBron is definitely on your list here. DeJounte participated in shoot around, which is nice because he's got a similar line to what we were looking at with Derek White, right? If he's going to play tonight, and they have an earlier game, so we should have that information before it locks, which is good news. But 5 assists and a steal he's averaging. So I think DeJounte Murray is firmly in play. Jalen Brunson here. Look at Brunson's line is at 8 assists, which we love, 1.5 steals. So Brunson, if you didn't use Brunson last night for points, maybe you use Brunson tonight. Brunson is definitely going to be a big play. I'm curious to see if the Knicks give us any injury news as we get closer, just because they played heavy minutes last night in that game against Charlotte. But Brunson's definitely in play. Let's keep moving here. Clarkson's at 4 assists. I don't think you need to do that. Colin Sexton at 5 assists, and his line is at 0.5 steals. So I think if Sexton is someone you haven't used in a while, you can see he's averaging a steal a game over his last 3. I think Sexton's firmly in play here. Josh Hart, if you want it, like if you're playing Hallie, I think you can get away with like a Dante or a Josh Hart, but maybe a little too risky. You probably don't need it on a slate like tonight. Chris Dunn, if you really need a throwaway guy for steals, look at this. I mean, Chris Dunn could be a cheat code here, right? If you're running out, say you're running out Trae Young, Tyrese Halliburton, Jalen Brunson, some LeBron, like that kind of combo. Chris Dunn is basically 1.5 steals a game. So I think Chris Dunn is probably someone people aren't going to be looking to because you're going to be trying to thread that needle with assists. But the assist number is way lower than you think it is, right? Where you're like, oh, we're like last night, we needed guys to average 30 points a game, right? And that's so I think when you think about what tonight's going to be like, oh, I need my heavy hitters with assists. Honestly, you can get to 25 assists with 2 guys, 3 guys max, right? Like if you roll out LeBron, Hallie, and Brunson, that's getting you to 25. That's getting you to 25. So I think you can take a risk on somebody like Chris Dunn here. I think that's going to go overlooked. You have Scotty Barnes, another excellent play, right? Because they don't have Emmanuel Quickly tonight. They don't have RJ Barrett. His line is at 7 assists and 2.5 blocks or steals. So Scotty Barnes, lock and load Scotty Barnes, okay? DeMar DeRozan's at 6 assists. 1.5 steals. So look at DeRozan, a sneaky steal guy in a fast-paced environment against the Raptors. I fire up DeMar DeRozan too. Fire him up. I like DeRozan quite a bit. You've got Caruso here has had 7.5 rebounds and assists, but it's 1.5 steals. So Caruso, you can put him in the Chris Dunn category. Although I think I like Chris Dunn a little bit more just because his assist number is a little higher. Kobe White here is at 6 assists and also at basically a steal. So I think Kobe White could be in play here. Dennis Schroeder is set at 8.5 rebounds and assists. So that's not as exciting, but same thing with like a steal is averaging. All right, let's get to Steph here. Steph is at 5.5 assists, but Steph sneaky steal guy too. So I think Steph could be in play. Bruce Brown here, let's say his assists are at 4.5 tonight, and he's also at 1.5 blocks or steals. So I think you can get away with that. To Sneeps' guy, he was talking about Draymond, right? So Draymond's at 8 assists and 1.5 steals. Draymond is an excellent play, Sneeps. That was a great call. Honestly, he wasn't super high on my list when I was doing it. We also don't have Trae Young news. Because they took all the lines down, right? So let me just see what we got. Yeah, Trae's lines aren't up. But that's like a quick look at the props for tonight. Is it just me or is Dunn not on Fast Break? Is he not in there? All right, let's go over to Momentum Labs here. Let's go see what we have for the projections and take a peek at it. Here we go. Let's go. All right, anyways, let's go look at, I never understand some of these. All right, let's take a look at tonight's action over here. All right, so Trae Young is leading the way. You can see in the assists here, Momentum Labs has him at 11.4 for tonight. Also has him for 1.6 steals. So Trae Young actually projects as your best play on both sides of things. Tyrese Halliburton averaging basically or projecting for a steal with 10 assists. You got Brunson down here with 8.6 assists with over a steal. LeBron with 1.2. Draymond 7 and 1. D'Lo's up in there. Let's try to find. I think looking at this here, because I think it's going to be easier to get to 15, right? You only need to average 5. I think you play one. Trae Young with 1.6 steals. I think you just play Trae Young. I think I would start with Trae, LeBron, Brunson, and Draymond as my 4, because I'm a little and then maybe you go for a higher steal guy like Scotty Barnes for number 5. Because listen, you don't need to get to 50 steals. I mean 50 assists. You don't need to get that high. So, and what if like Rick Carlisle has already said they're going to be weirder with Halliburton's minutes tonight or cautious? I don't know if you need to hammer all of those steals. Not that Halliburton can't get you steals, but I think maybe you sacrifice that Hallie spot for someone that like Scotty Barnes or DeMar DeRozan both have like solid assist upside. Because again, their props are set at 7.5 and 6.5 respectively. Like they get to 5, you're good to go. So I think I would try to force in. I think I would be forcing in Draymond, Scotty, DeRozan, especially if you haven't used those guys yet. I think I would stay away from DeJounte and Maxey because we're unsure if they're playing. But yeah, I think I would focus on that group right there because I don't know how many of you guys have used Draymond, have used DeRozan, have used Scotty already. So I'd go Trae, Brunson, LeBron, Trae, Brunson, and LeBron, and Draymond, DeRozan, Barnes. That's where I would focus on a lot of my energy here. I think Kobe White is fine. But I think once you get down here, because I don't know if you've been using a lot of those guys, right? I mean, yeah, Colin Sexton, I think is fine. Chris Dunn, who apparently is not projecting at all, I think would be fine. Derek White, Drew Holiday, like you can get away with one of those guys tonight. I'm kind of intrigued by the Celtics only because they're playing the fast-paced Pacers, if you will. So I don't know. I kind of like that. Am I missing? I know we've had a smaller chat today because we're going a little bit earlier, but I don't think you have to go too far off the reservation for this one. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't think you need to get to D'Lo. I know we have no Anthony Davis, but I don't think that really helps D'Lo's assist numbers at all. I don't think you need to do Austin Reeves. Like, I don't think you need any of that. And maybe you guys are probably more aware of like what you've used already. But I got to imagine like you haven't used all of your DeRozan, your Scotty Barnes, your Draymonds, right? Because Draymond's barely been playing, so you probably haven't used him. So I think I would focus on those 3 guys and then get one big assist guy of either Brunson. I think I'd try to play LeBron too if you can, and then try to get one of those big assist guys in of Trae or Brunson. But I wouldn't, honestly, I think the focus should be on steals tonight. I think you'll be able to get there with your assists. If you only need to average 5 per guy, you get one person in there that drops you 10 or 11, you get into double digits, and then you're cooking. So I wouldn't overthink this one too much. Jump shoots rolling out. D'Lo, Colin Sexton, Halliburton, Draymond, LeBron. Yeah, I think that's the right way to attack it. Oh, man. Anything else? I know this is kind of quick. This is a 13-minute fast action one. Let's build a pick'em here while we're doing this based on that information, right? So let's go see. That actually has us taking a lot of unders. But I don't want to take unders on this one. You know what? We are going to take the under on Halliburton. We're going to take the under on 11 assists here. Let's get Barnes is at 7, right? 7's a high number. What else does he have? He's got Brunson over 8. What does he got Brunson at right there? Yeah, let's do 8 assists for Brunson. Let's try to get one more. What was another one that like really stood out here? Trae, we know, doesn't have a line. LeBron at 8. I feel like LeBron might do more scoring tonight with no AD though. How many of those assists go to? Oh, LeBron's numbers are off the board here. He's got Kobe White at 6. What's Kobe White going for here? 6 as well. Blah. Sexton at 5.5. How about Schroeder? Let's see what Dennis is. No clean assist one. All right, maybe we don't force this. Let's not force ourselves to lose money tonight, you know? We don't have to do it. We don't have to force it. All right, gang, we'll call it there. It's short and sweet, baby, because we gotta go get that package. It's arriving here shortly. As you can see, I'm a little distracted. So this is a shorter one for tonight. And then we got one more contest. Tomorrow will be a little bit harder, right? 50 boards, 10 blocks. It's gonna be a little trickier. But best of luck. Best of luck tonight. I know we only have 2 left, so let's go get them packs, baby. Max packs, shall we? All right, we will see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be back at our normal time at 3 p.m. Eastern time. We out.
Well, the Top Shot streets are a dangerous place, so you better